Hi guys. Hello. 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 Hi.
Hello.
So we are starting. Welcome to BloqTalk. This is the fourth episode of BloqTalk, I believe. We are here with Hoppaw. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody. We'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. I am Ashleyriott. I'm a streamer on Twitch and a content creator for Team Gravity, and I am joined by two co-hosts. I'm here with Klouder. Klouder, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Klouder. I'm an aspiring streamer and I do some stuff in Saber and Beat Saber modding group.
Yes, and she does art. Amazing art. Makes very cute emotes. And we're also here with Vause. Vause, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello. Well, it's the morning here. I'm Vause, and I play Beat Saber on stream sometimes. Other times I play other things.
Yep, she plays a lot of games. She plays Overwatch. See, everybody always wants me to turn. I check the volumes and I turn people up really loud. We are actually Alto and Rinku will be on BloqTalk in 2 weeks. They'll be my first interview when I come back from the UK. Somebody was just asking about that. So we're joined with Hoppaw. Our guest tonight is Hoppaw. He is a Beat Saber streamer, a wonderful human being, a mapper, and a member of the ranking team. So we're going to be talking a little bit about mapping tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about ranking maps and kind of what's involved in that. We're going to play some games and hang out. So if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Hoppaw, kind of like what you do for fun, where you're from, what you do in your spare time when you're not doing Beat Saber stuff.
The free time actually mostly goes to Beat Saber, but I do spend a lot of it reading just various things. Anime which is the most I spend time reading.
Manga. We got a lot of
Not necessarily manga, light novels.
Oh, okay, cool. Very good. And are you in school? Do you work? I know the answers to these, but the guests or the chat may not.
Currently not in school right now, and I am looking for a job.
Perfect. Well, it's real easy for you to get hired, so I've heard through the grapevine.
Is there anything that you're looking for?
Not really in particular.
Just money. I also am looking for money.
I know that feel.
Yeah, I hope I get hired on the spot. I think it's happened to you twice, right?
Yeah, for my first 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Both times.
Very good in an interview. Cheesy wants to know if we can talk about getting flamed for the maps that we rank. Absolutely. That is definitely going to be something we talk about tonight, for sure.
Isn't that all ranking is, Smart?
It's pretty much, it's getting messaged.
You mean, yeah, that's basically every map we rank.
Alright, so how did you get into Beat Saber? Did you play any other rhythm games prior to Beat Saber?
Not really. People were talking about. I also saw it on Facebook. I think that was the biggest reason I ended up buying the game and playing it.
Oh, that's actually interesting. Facebook.
Facebook playing it, and I was like, you know what? I want to play that game. So I waited for it to come out, and it finally came out about the game.
So, do you mean your friends on Facebook were streaming it, or how did you?
No.
Because I don't use Facebook.
No,
so
it was before the game even came out. It was just, I think a lot of the live videos. I think a few of the live videos, not a lot of them.
Oh, so the Swan video and stuff like that, like that. Okay.
Before the game actually came out, I saw it on Facebook, and I thought it was really cool, and I ended up getting VR because of VR chat, and then I eventually heard that game came out or was going to come out, so I bought it the first day it came out. Played all the expert maps, and then didn't touch the game again until I think the end of July, and that's when I really started to get into it.
Okay, so you kind of started around when I started.
Yeah. Cheesy isn't wrong. He was one of the people that inspired me to play and get good.
Cheesy was one of the first people in the community that I actually talked to as well. He came into my chat when I was really, I'm still not the best, but I was playing Big Sky, and he was trolling me while I was playing Big Sky. and talking about what a hard map it was. And so he was like, but then I added him to Steam, and I messaged him, and he helped me out a lot with the ranking system, kind of explaining how PP worked and stuff. So he was actually one of the first people that I talked to as well, from the community. Very cool. So no Guitar Hero, no DDR, no any other rhythm games.
No.
SDVX, nothing. Very cool. Do you play any instruments? Any sort of like musical background whatsoever?
No musical background whatsoever. I was actually going to, when I first got into high school, I was supposed to play the what was it? I think it was the trumpet. No, not the trumpet. A trombone. I think it was a trombone. But my family didn't have the money to rent an instrument, so I never.
Dang, that's interesting. I think you're our first guest that has like really no rhythm game and no music experience whatsoever. That's super interesting because that tends to be.
I won't lie. Music really wasn't a big part of my life until recently.
So do you think that because of Beat Saber, like Beat Saber has made music that much more important to you? Like, is it a big part of your life now? Did you find that you didn't listen? Yeah. So did you like not listen to music very much before?
Yeah, I didn't really listen to music much at all.
Now I have heard that. I've met a couple of people who they like never listened to music, and then they started playing Beat Saber and they started getting into mapping, and now it's this massive part of their life. You know, they listen to music all the time. And stuff like
especially now that I map, I'm always like listening to songs. He was like, you know, that's a cool song. I want to map that.
Everything's a chart. Oh, was that the case for you, Rocky? You didn't used to listen to music until kind of Beat Saber? That's very cool. Very interesting. And so what made you want to start taking the step from playing Beat Saber to making maps?
I think because of Beat Saber, I got into Osu. And so I started playing Osu a lot, and there was a lot of songs I liked in Osu that I wanted in Beat Saber. So that was why I mapped my first map, basically. I liked to map in Osu, and I wanted to map it into Beat Saber.
And what was your first map?
My first map was, it's actually deleted now.
This is actually so common. So if you're a mapper that's like just starting out there.
But I only deleted it because I made a second version and re-uploaded it.
Okay. So what's the second version?
And it's still bad in my opinion. It's called Blade Dance.
So that brings me kind of to my next question. Are there any maps that you're particularly proud of or ashamed of that you've mapped so far?
I'm not really ashamed of any of the maps I've mapped. I know a lot of people really, really, really don't like Sidetrack, and to be honest, I couldn't really. I couldn't really care less, to be honest. But it makes me looking at the upvote downvote ratio for it makes me a little sad.
See, Vause likes it. Yeah, and I know when it first came out, Xander was like really into it. He really, really liked it. I like that it's the long version as well, right? Because it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I really like the song. That's why I mapped it.
The full version rather than the short version.
Yeah, I got really excited, man. I really like the song as well. Orange. I think Orange
and Faye.
Orange's map was the first one on the map, and then Hex made
Orange
the
and
second
Faye,
one. And Hoppaw made another one, and I was like, yay, this is great.
And they're all so very different from one another.
Yeah, they are.
Right? Like they're completely different, which is really interesting.
Enjoyed all of them. Yeah.
What's your favorite one, Vause?
Oh, come on, don't do this to me.
See, I have to say Hex because I can't beat Hoppaw's. It's too hard for me. But I like
Play
it.
the expert
What about the
version.
expert?
What's that?
What? It has an expert version that's right.
Yeah, that's the only one I can beat.
What's an expert? I really need to do that.
Yeah, I made it. I actually knew the Expert Plus was Pepega, so I was like, you know, I need to make another version that's not as Pepega for players who want to play a non-Pepega version.
Yeah, I actually need to go through and do some of that. Like, I just recently played the Monster Expert version because I can't do Expert Plus on that song, and it's actually really good. And, you know, it's mapped in a way that, like, it kind of is preparing you to do the next difficulty level, which I think is really, really cool.
I always
Sought's really
play
good at
the
that.
easier versions.
Yeah, the sidetrack day has for expert. It has nerf patterns and I think it has a lower NJS.
Nice.
So it'd be.
Mhm. I
think it
I
should
think
be.
the expert one is more familiar, like familiar patterns that you can sort of
Less of
if
the
you play a lot.
left-hand start stuff, because that's my weakness, right? Like I'm very bad at that.
Yeah, I really want to try mapping stuff that's consistent, switching back and forth from right hand to left hand streams.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what is the map then that you're the most proud of? Is there one that you just
The map that I'm the most proud of, I can't particularly say that I'm really proud of any of my maps. I like my maps, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm proud of one.
do you find that it's kind of like whatever you're working on is your current favorite?
Yeah, I would say that.
Do you ever like disregard any? Like, do you trash any? Or how many do you trash? Like, how many don't get to completion? Or are you somebody that once you decide that you want to map something, it's really easy for you to go from?
Well, I usually don't trash it. I actually have a lot of songs in my work in progress. I have like 10 of them.
What are you working on? Tell us. Do you want to? Unless it's secret.
Okay, so Ploopy, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, so I'm still. There's a few songs that I released just one difficulty of, kind of like Sat does, that I'm going to release spreads of later, which is Imprinting, Dinosaur, and yeah, I think those are the only ones I really released that I'm going to really re-release later.
Oh, I like Dinosaur. Well, I like Imprinting too.
I was working a little bit on an EWF, or Everything Will Freeze. But
Ooh.
I actually might end up trashing that one. Same with Raise My Sword.
And why do you feel like that's the case? Is it because it's already been mapped so much? Well, I guess Raise Your Sword or Raise My Sword hasn't.
I just don't think I have the skill yet to map it well.
So can you tell too, like, a difference between, I mean, this is kind of an obvious answer, but like a difference between the maps when you first started and kind of what you're producing now? And if so, what is that difference? Do you find that you're quicker? Do you find that it's just less editing overall? Like,
I think I'm a little quicker than I was. There was like before, one of the big reasons I actually map sidetrack too is because it's really easy to map. It's all either 1/4 or 1/2. And a lot of the stuff is a little bit more complex, but I'm still trying to stick to mapping easier stuff. But before, I was always thinking about what's the largest spacing I can make for every single sound, and how much, if I can try to make it like the most PP as I can, kind of, I guess.
so you do.
I don't do that anymore. I try to map what I like, what I personally like, and what other people like. I try not to do Pepega stuff anymore because I don't like looking at the ratio of sidetrack.
Oh, sidetrack.
So I don't want another map like that.
So when you map,
I like
do you
the map,
actually...
but I just don't want to do it again.
But like when you map, do you actually go in with like a vision for it, or do you just go with your feeling when you open the editor?
I usually just go with it when I open the editor.
That's interesting because I know a lot of people, like when I haven't mapped very much, but with the few things that I did, I only knew kind of what I wanted to do for certain parts of the song, and I kind of mapped from that point on. So like I knew that I wanted a wall for a particular sound effect or something, and then I just kind of let that tiny inspiration, I kind of worked backwards. Do you just kind of go from the beginning to the end, or is there any spot that you start with?
Yeah, I go from the beginning to the end.
Like
sometimes
every
I'll
single
skip a section if I'm not sure how to map it yet.
Cool.
And sometimes I'll just move on to a map entirely if I don't know how to map the rest, and then come back to it later.
That's really interesting because I don't think a lot of people. Yeah, see, Cheesy saying I only map something if I know exactly what I want to do. for like 80% or more. And then Moppy's saying the same thing, and Iraqi. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I just usually go with it.
Go with the flow as you're going. I think
If I
Vinny
like a song,
kind of does that
I'll
too.
try to map it. I like the two of the ones I'm working on right now. I'm working on a Zen Zen Zens.
Oh, I love that song.
It's not the regular Zen Zen Zens though. It's an Omoi synth rock cover, and the vocals are by Miku.
Oh my goodness.
And
That sounds
then,
delicious.
And then the second one I'm working on is Mayday, the Fat Rat. I'm
That's
gonna
another good one.
map a
Rock
short
level.
version of it and then make multiple diffs for it.
Mm.
And so, speaking of multiple difficulties, do you think that, or what is the reason that you're starting to do that more? Is it because of the ranking change? Is it something that you wanted to be doing for a while, or?
It's something that I was gonna do for a while because of Sot. I was inspired by Sot.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that does that super, super well. A lot of his charts have multiple difficulties, and they're very good. They're very well mapped to like prepare you for each individual difficulty. So how do you feel? Let's talk about that for a little bit, because that's kind of the newest thing in the ranking sphere is the change to the requirements for ranking. So Hoppaw is a member of the ranking team. How did that idea come up? What made you guys decide to do that? Tell me a little bit about that decision.
It's been something that's been at the back of our minds for a while, to be honest. Though we finally decided to do it like a few days before we put it into. It might have been just even a day before we put it into the criteria.
Chad is making me laugh. I can't even think about what I was going to ask you. So, but what was the conversation like with the ranking team? Like, how did it? Because I mean, this is something that I've been asking for a little while. So I was really excited when you came into stream and told me that it was going to happen.
Yeah. Honestly, we've been ranking way too many high PP songs, and we need to do something to enforce the players or the mappers to also map for the bottom end of the player base. Yeah.
And really, that was kind of the one way. And was it kind of a unanimous thing with the whole ranking team? Was anybody very adamant against it?
I'm not gonna say names just
No,
because
you don't have to.
I probably shouldn't. But I think maybe one person
Was just
one or
super
two.
like, nah. And I mean, there's. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think with the skill of the game that is at the rate it is going, you're gonna have to address the rest of the player base as well with ranking. Cause, everyone
better
will
sooner
want to be
than
part of
later.
it. Yeah.
I don't know if it was Hex. I think
something
Hex
needs
was
to be done
promoting
about it.
the difficulty, saying it really wasn't difficult to rank or to map lower difficulties once you do the original. And I was saying this too. What I was seeing happen is a lot of those really, really high PP songs, the really intense, that less than the top 1% could play. When those are getting ranked, a lot of times they don't have the easier difficulties, whereas a hard map that's getting ranked usually does have an expert and an expert plus version if it's good enough to be ranked at a hard. And so that discrepancy just eventually is going to catch up with us, right? And we, like Chad is saying here, we will end up isolating players in the long run, and that's just not healthy for the community, right?
Yeah, what also Phrase said, it's not that hard to down map a map. I mean, for expert, all you need to do is nerf patterns, and you don't even really need to take out notes for expert. You just need to nerf patterns and nerf spacing. And then expert plus, you usually nerf patterns even more, and then you take out some notes. Usually 1/4 you would try to keep it to 1/2. So streams would be 1/2 instead of 1/4.
Right,
that kind of thing.
This is for the hard level, right?
Yeah, for hard.
Right. Because you actually say expert plus just now.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of times people won't
what
want to do
Skylar
that
said.
either. What Skylar's saying, is so like if you look at like we've talked about Sot a lot, but I think he's such a good example of somebody that maps lower difficulties very well. He will prepare you for the harder difficulties, just kind of by modifying those difficulties. And so I think Phrase does this really well with Monochrome as well. Monochrome Butterfly is another good example of preparing you for the Expert Plus via the Expert difficulty. The jumps are just not as extreme, but they're still there. And so you're preparing yourself to be able to do the Expert Plus by playing the lower difficulties. And I think that's really important as well.
Another thing you can do is, let's say there's a stream in the section, but there's also other stuff going on. Instead of mapping the streams, you would map the other stuff, which is also an option. You can just ignore the stream entirely.
Well, yeah, not necessarily 5 minutes, but it's definitely not super hard. And luckily with music too, it's very mathematical. You know, a lot of times you can just take the rhythms and you can divide it by 2 and it still works. You know, that's kind of the beauty of music, is the way that it works.
Yeah.
Normal and hard or not. Jeez, man, chat is hilarious tonight. We have a lot of the ranking team in here listening to the discussion. So what have you, and another aspect about this that I really like is that you necessarily, because Skylar's saying it's very difficult, you necessarily don't have to rank the other difficulties either, right? I think that you can collaborate with other mappers who specialize in that, specialize in doing the lower difficulties. I know Fifi's a really good player, but makes very chill, comfy maps. And so maybe that would be somebody, same with Connor JC, he makes a lot of lower difficulty maps. They would be people that you'd contact and say, hey, you know, do you want to collab with me? Joe Tastic spits out lots of less difficult maps. Do you want to collab with me and do the hard version of my map? And I think it is also facilitating that kind of communication and collaboration between the mappers, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. That's another thing that this criteria opens up to. More collaboration on maps for lower difficulties. Just like Osu.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool. And I think that if you are a mapper that does that, there's a lot of opportunity there for you. I've seen some people saying, like, I'm going to go make bank now, you know, going and mapping everybody's hard difficulties. Or if you're like a mapper that's really comfortable doing, like maybe you do Expert Pluses and you're just a top tier player and it's really easy for you to prune down songs. I mean, that's an opportunity for you. Put yourself out there, go talk to people. Map the lower difficulties. Yeah, see, Cheesy, somebody that I was thinking of when I was saying that. Let's see. There are enough hard expert maps to learn how to play. Well, and it's not necessarily about learning how to play Expert Plus. It's about participating in the ranking system, right? We want everybody to be able to participate in the same capacity that the top 1% is able to participate in the ranking.
Equality is important.
Right.
Yeah. What else? Also, another thing is difficulties also help improve map quality, because you notice a lot more things when you're down mapping an existing map. You notice more mismaps. You notice weird inconsistencies, that kind of thing, when you're doing down maps. It helps with the quality of your map overall.
Yep. So collaboration, inclusion, so many good things. What were you gonna say, Vause?
No, it's just chat. Iraqi maps without VR. I think at one point Hex did that as well, right, at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hex started out.
Yeah.
So did Mystic. Well, Mystic went to.
Yeah,
I honestly
still does it, I think.
No, he got a VR from.
Yeah, he
Chat.
eventually did.
Chat helped him get one.
In my opinion, people who map without VR end up being the best mappers, because they take a lot of
Testing.
criticism. They get a lot of testing and a lot of feedback. They go into streams a lot, and they end up being better mappers because of that.
Yeah, and just like the passion that Mystic had when he was, it was $8 an hour for him to go test his songs, because he had to go to the VR cafe like every time he wanted to play them. Just like, my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, commitment right there.
So do you think that this change in the ranking system has been kind of the most controversial, or have you seen people is it just kind of like anytime you change anything?
Yeah, I
people
would
freak
say
out.
this is the most controversial so far.
Yeah, it's been the biggest throwback.
We had there was a lot of outrage. There was a lot of outrage when we introduced it first.
Yeah, I saw
There's
it.
a lot of different discords too, not just Score Saber.
It's introducing lower difficulty maps in rank, right?
Yeah, so the new
Yeah.
rule is in order for your map to be eligible to be ranked, if it's it has to have 2 difficulty. If it's less than 4.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so if it's less than 4 minutes and it has expert plus mapped, then you need to map expert and hard.
So 2 difficulties below.
Yes.
Mm,
If
I
it's
think
under 4 minutes and you just have expert mapped, then you only need to map hard. And then then you also only need to map hard. If it's only just hard, all you need to map is hard.
And then if it's longer than, is it just 4.5 minutes if it's longer than that? Because I know there's some leeway back and forth because you guys aren't super, like if there's a little bit of pause, but you guys tightened that up a little bit too. No more than like 3 seconds of silence.
No more than 2 seconds of silence in the beginning. No more than 2 seconds of silence at the end.
And then if it's longer than that, then you can just release Expert Plus. So there is the option too that if somebody just like they hate the idea of ever working with anybody, number one, working with any other mapper, or number two, ranking anything lower than their challenge maps, they can still rank these longer songs and still be eligible for rank if they want to, and just do the difficult songs.
Yeah, and if your song is really close to 4 minutes already, then we'll give it a little leeway. Say, you only have to map expert plus.
So it's not all that strict then.
Yeah, it's not completely strict.
Yeah.
There's other things you can do too. We left in audio editing, so Osu has a similar thing, and people got past this by editing like different things at the end of the song. Freedom Dive got mapped by a mapper in Osu, and to pass up the time or pass up that criteria, he added in the R3 music box Freedom Dive to the end of the song, so he only had to map one difficulty.
And you guys are allowing that.
Yeah, we're allowing it. You can do it. If it's stupid though, obviously common sense is gonna come across, and you won't be able to get it right. So
right, if it's like 75% that, and then 1 minute of song, then not so much.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's a good change because, like where I am, so I work at a VR theme park, right? And we have Beat Saber here. A lot of time, feedback from customers when Beat Saber just released, at least, there were a lot of songs that didn't have lower difficulties. So these people would be enthusiastic. They come in, they want to play their favorite song, but then they realize that we can't really play that because we've never played this game before. And we really just can't catch up with all the notes that are coming. And when I was doing a tournament as well, we had like a local tournament here for Beat Saber. I think having lower difficulties kind of encouraged people to come out to try playing in the tournament, even though a lot of them actually do not have a VR headset at home. But based on pure passion alone, they would be willing to come out if there was something to cater to them. So I think the new ranking system, the new rule for ranking system, and generally ranking easier maps kind of really help with expanding the player base in a bit. What do you think, Hoppaw, about that?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot just in general, because there's more easier maps for people to get into, newer players, that kind of thing. More people playing, that's a good thing.
Especially with the Quest coming out, I mean, there's going to be just so many more people being exposed to VR. Index is coming out as well.
Maps are coming too.
Yeah. Level editors, which
for
is
the Quest.
Wonderful. Oh yeah, a lot of people already have it. Well, they're not supposed to, but yeah, a lot of people already have the custom maps. I mean, Unity is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And Skylar's saying, so what's the core issue? We're talking about the ranking system. So I think that there's always going to be issues with the ranking system. We have to remember that the ranking system and the ranking team are really just a bunch of really passionate players like us, that they're not getting paid to do this. They do this in their free time. They work really hard on it. It's something they care about a lot. They are always open to suggestions. There's the Discord is public, so feel free to join it, put your suggestions in. They listen, like 100% they listen. So if you have suggestions or if you think there's issues with it, I think that this change was to tackle the issue of there not being enough accessible songs for the entirety of the player base. It was to tackle the main issue of there was a disproportionate amount of only top 1% being able to play a song, those types of songs being ranked. And I think that this change actually really addresses that issue very, very well.
Yeah.
I think people feel left out as well.
Yeah, something needed to be done, and this is the solution, at least our solution. I mean, it's not always, things aren't always permanent. If it doesn't go well, then we can always readjust it. So
Yeah.
And if you have ideas for how to fix that, how to make sure that we're ranking a proportionate number of difficult spans, then make sure you join the Discord and share that, because they're open to those ideas. It's actually something that, if you want to be mad at anybody, I've been complaining about this forever to like every ranking team member that would listen. I think Puds has heard me complain about it. Hoppaw's heard me complain about it. We've had a lot of conversations on my stream about this exact rule way before it became a thing. It was something that I was saying, like, this needs to happen. So they do listen, because I feel like people have been hurt. Puds is making it like they listen. They're really, I mean, they're
it's actually something I asked about when we first when I first
I
got
remember
on.
you saying that. You were saying that it was something that you had brought up a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'd like to say, when I see suggestions or stuff even talked about on other servers, I make sure to bring it to Umbra whenever I can, because I want it to be seen.
I
We're
don't. The
demons,
scoring
yeah.
system and how much PP something is worth is not something to talk to us about, because we don't control it.
Yeah, so that's a different thing. That is more of a scoring and Beat Saber coding thing, which the ranking team, I guess the only way that they deal with that is they try not to rank things that would completely break the PP system.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they don't really have a lot of control. That's more of a Beat Saber. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, like, he really doesn't have a lot of control over it, but that's more of like an actual Beat Saber thing. The ranking team is really just working within those parameters to try and give something to the community that can make us more competitive with each other.
Yeah. Honestly, we don't have any power at all over Score Saber other than deciding what maps get ranked. That's it.
Yep. Very cool. So, how do you guys decide what maps get ranked? Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about what it is like to be on the ranking team. I go into the Discord and I have made a map, and I've decided that I want it to be ranked, and I put it up for discussion in the appropriate channels. Then what happens?
I'll be honest. Sometimes it gets looked at, and sometimes it doesn't. It depends. It depends on who does it, who looks through what. I have my own queue that I go through in my own Discord. Sometimes I'll open it for 5 maps and then look over these 5 maps and open it again, but I still need my queue. Don't tell the others. Sometimes there's a few rankers that'll go through the map ranking, have toss out some mods for whatever map was posted into rank requests.
And Puds is saying the same thing. So many people just go straight to him. They DM him directly that he just really doesn't have time to go through the requests.
He's complained about having too many people before.
So,
yeah, so have I.
That leads me to another question. If people are interested in becoming a part of the ranking team, what do they do? Because I know a lot of people have opinions, but let's say that they want to take it seriously. What did you do, Hoppaw? Did they come to you?
They actually came to me first because I was very, very active in rank requests.
So that's the first step. Make sure that you're in the Discord. Make sure that you're really, really active.
I don't necessarily think that'll help anymore. The biggest thing right now is mod for mod. So modding other maps and trading mods with other people and showing that you're actively interested into getting into ranking and can make rankable maps. That's huge. That is huge for the ranking team. If you can do those things, you'll most likely get looked at.
So it's about being active. It's about doing kind of the work, right? Putting forth the work, the effort in the community.
Yes.
What about you, Puds? Did they come to you? Gallops, help your map get ranked. The ranking team. Did they come to you first? Apparently, a lot of people are messaging the rank, and I wonder if there's anything that we can do about that. I wonder if, like, you know, like I feel like that shouldn't be. I feel bad for you guys. That must be horrible.
I mean, yeah, it's bad, but
There's
I don't really have
better
a solution for
system
it.
to be done for
Yeah.
like getting map ranks and stuff, but that's something that can't
Yeah.
happen for a good while. So it's kind of dealing how we can
Yeah,
until then.
honestly, we can only deal with what we have right now. It's I know it's not the greatest system right now, but it's only what we can do.
I'm wondering if, like, if we make it so that people message you, they have to wait longer or something, so that people have to use the queue. I feel so bad because 10. How many people do you have waiting right now? You said.
I think I have one to do right now.
Oh, poor Putz has 10.
Take old puds.
One left, that is.
One out of your
that's
massive
just in
list.
my queue. In my
see.
queue.
Yikes. Well, and that's the thing too, right? Like we have and I think that was another one of the reasons that we finally decided to move forward with they finally decided to move forward with the idea of mapping lower difficulties. Is one of the important prerequisites to being able to do that is that we have enough mappers in the community, and it seems like the community is growing so strong that we finally do. But therein lies the problem. Now you also have to mod for difficulties.
Yes, we need more people to get into mod for mod. That's the biggest thing. We need more people looking at each other's maps, pointing out stupid stuff, unrankable stuff, just anything in general that could be wrong with the maps. It doesn't even have to be unrankable. It could just be bad.
And anybody can do mod for mod?
Yeah, anyone can do mod for mod.
So yeah, if you're interested in that, that is something that will help the ranking team. If you feel like you have a lot of history or experience making maps, and you can. So what he means by mod is you go through, and it's kind of like editing the other person's map. It's kind of like doing a writer's circle where you exchange what you've worked on, and then you kind of edit and you give notes on mismaps, double directionals, unrankable patterns, mistimings, things like that, and that would help them tremendously.
Yeah,
so if that's
or just anything that
peer
could
review,
be bad.
yeah.
Even it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't even need to be unrankable. Just anything that could be bad, play bad, anything like that.
And small mistakes, right? Like,
yeah, small mistakes.
It's so
small
easy to do a double directional that mediocre mapper doesn't pick up on, you know, with the algorithm or whatever, and just somebody playing through it and looking at it once helps tremendously. Also, I know a lot of mappers, they go into streams and they have people test. I have a lot of mappers that come and ask me to test. I love doing that. So get your maps tested as much as you possibly can before submitting them, before uploading them. I think that makes a huge difference. America's my city, please. I hear a doggo.
That was mine, sorry.
No, it's cute.
Yes, it's Pomeranian. Purebred.
Alright, so we've talked... Oh, that was a lot of time. We've talked a lot about mapping and rank requests and making maps and stuff. So do you guys want to play a little bit of a game? We're going to play a game. So this is called I Made This. I'm doing it a little bit differently for Hoppaw this time. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm doing because I don't want to give him a hint. Let me turn the music off so that you guys aren't baited by any of the rhythm there. So basically what happens is I picked a couple of maps for different reasons, and I'm going to show them from Mediocre Mapper on the screen without any sound. And you guys are, and then there's going to be you can vote and guess on which map it is based on the screen cap display of it. And we're going to see if Hoppaw can guess them. And Hoppaw, I don't want to give you a hint, but I'll put the first one up and you might be able to figure it out. Let's see. So make sure you have the stream up, Hoppaw. You will vote, but don't say what you think it is on stream. Don't do that. Okay. Because we've had that happen before.
Someone has done that before.
Yes.
Okay, so do I just vote on it?
Yeah, vote quietly and wait about 10 seconds to vote because I don't want your vote to be the first one. I want to let them vote.
Yeah.
And it should pop up for you guys as well. So this is the first one. And I'll let you guys vote. We've got a couple of votes here. It should pop up as a Twitch Picks on the stream cooling. And chat can participate.
I only have. Oh shit. Oh, okay.
You got it?
Okay. I think. Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, but don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's a completely even split right now. All the way down. One for each map. 1, 2, 2, 2. Oh, this is a good one. People really... There is a theme to this one.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think there's 2 that it could be, and yeah, I'm not sure.
I like seeing everybody's what they're thinking of too. It's definitely not Hex because he doesn't light like that. It's not Colzam because he considered spinny notes to be double directional. Spinny notes being the diagonal like into a like the 90-degree changes. Is that what a Binny note is? Not many votes. So these are all Kizuna maps, which I didn't finish the collab in Azure Lane in time, and I'm really upset. I did not finish the Kizuna collab. I didn't do all my dailies. I didn't do enough dailies. I'm very sad.
Yeah, this looks like light mapper lights, so I don't think it'd be hack circles then.
I know you couldn't. I'm very sorry, Laurel. I did end up getting all of the boats. I got them all, but I just didn't. I wanted to be able to. I wanted a second. It doesn't matter. That is a different game. So this is light mapper. All right, so let's see what people voted for. So who do you think it is, Hoppaw?
I thought it was Lexus's Hello Morning.
That is actually correct. It is Lexus's Hello Morning. So there are 3 Hello Morning options, and then the fuck you, because there was not a 4th Hello Morning. But this is a map that Hoppaw suggested get ranked. And so that is why I picked it. That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. I had to stalk you in Score Saber to find it. But yeah. So that is why I picked this one, because you did suggest that this one gets ranked. All right, good job. One for one.
I
so
know
far.
it has problems now though, so I wouldn't this one to get ranked anymore. But
Are you sure about that?
yes, I'm sure about it.
All right, let's take that one out. Let me do another one. I'll put it up, and then I will vote, or I will put the answers up. So. Next one. I chose this one for a different reason, so don't think that you're going to get off easily.
I think I know this one.
It should be up now for you guys to vote, but don't vote yet, Hoppaw. See if what you thought it was is on the list. So this is a Hoppaw map. These are all mapped by Hoppaw. The choices here.
Yeah, I do know this one.
It's actually nuts how quickly you guys get it. You've been wanting to do that. That's actually a really good idea. Where you base on our movement to vote, you guys. Blade dance.
I don't have the
Shira.
Yeah, it's still the old one for.
You might have to refresh it because I got a couple votes in it.
Oh, okay. Do I just click X?
Yeah,
I'll
click
just
close out of it.
refresh.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are getting it now. Having it pop. Hi, Sally.
Oh, there we go.
I can add it too, so that you can just scroll through.
I know this one for sure. I didn't think of this one actually when we were talking about maps that you're particularly like ashamed of or something. This is actually a map I'm ashamed of. I really don't like this one.
Oh my goodness! And chat seems to really know what it is. Which one did you vote for, Hoppaw? Since you know it.
It's my Black Rover map.
Yeah, it is Black Rover.
I really hate this one.
So this is a collab, and you did a difficulty on this one.
Yes.
People do this. How did you guys? Everybody knew this one. Oh, I got it right. Okay. So the next one's not gonna be the same. Let's see here. I feel like this one's gonna be pretty easy. I'll add a poll and see if that's easy.
I don't think there's supposed to be audio.
No, that would make things very easy, right?
Yeah.
Like. So this time you should be able to just scroll over to the next choice. It should pop up.
I think I know this one right away. Actually. Yeah.
And it should give you the option. I didn't delete the old one, so you shouldn't have to refresh.
Yeah, we got it.
Cool. Very cool. I'm not buffet yet. Oh, yeah, I took my hands off the... Oh, this is another one that's pretty evenly split for chat, kind of. Right down the middle we've got 2 for Pop Stars for Orange and the Lop. Or 5 for Pop... Oh, I had to refresh. 5, 6, 4, 3... Pretty even split again. So I had to turn off the lights, Carrot. Because it was a Pop Stars map, and a lot of the Pop Stars maps changed the lighting. And so I didn't want to give a hint with the lighting. So there are lights in the map, but I did have to turn them off. It turns out there are a lot of Pop Stars maps, in case you guys were wondering. I had plenty to choose from.
There's a lot of Pop Stars maps. There's a lot of
Overkills.
Overkills. There's a lot of Black Rovers. What's another map that's mapped a lot? I can't think.
All right, a lot of people think this one is the orange one. It's pretty close between orange and Cry. Honesty. There are a lot of honesties. I played about 45 minutes of honesty the other day. I just played all of them in a row.
I'm actually thinking about mapping the TV size of honesty.
Map the swing version.
But I also don't want another rank so.
All right, what did you vote for, Hoppaw?
I voted for Cry.
It is the Cry version. It is not the orange and the
I thought so. I can tell because of the blue hand. There's a lot of notes on the blue hand.
This is another map that you put in
right down the middle.
Yeah. He likes to do the one hand doing its own kind of thing. Not only in this map, but you can see a lot of his one hand. As well. And in Recollection and.
And his reflection.
Yeah, one hand up and down's a lot. And then I think even in Spectrum, he does it a little bit. So this was also another one that you put forward to be ranked, but it did not get ranked. But you did put it into the ranking queue. So that's why I chose this one.
Sorry, that was my dog now.
Hi, doggo. And so I have one more. Last one. You are 3 for 3 so far. By the way, every single mapper that we've had on the show, we've played this game with, and we usually do their own maps. But since Hoppaw's on the ranking team, I want to do something a little bit different. Every single one of them has gotten all of their maps correct. It's actually really impressive. I was not expecting it to be so easy for you guys. Yeah, basically every cry map has it. I don't think Milk has it. I think, but that's a pretty old cry map.
Yeah, I don't think I've played that since last year.
Alright, so the choices should be up for this one. You should be able just to scroll down to it.
There's two I think it could be. I'm not sure on this one though.
Cooling, easy. EZ. Stop! You got. Oh my god.
Hex does bad jumps. Let's be honest.
So these are all some hexy maps. Most of them are ranked hex maps. You guys have probably played them all because they're worth some PP. I thought this was gonna be the easiest one for sure.
Yeah, I think.
Who lighted this? Who lit it? Who lit this? Who lighted it?
Who lit it?
Oh my god, my cat.
I don't know, but he smells.
Aw, kitty.
She says hello. Hi.
I could hear.
Yeah.
Aw.
Alright,
Hey.
Stop. I'm busy. Which one? Which one did you vote for?
I thought it was Tate. No, I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure this one's routine.
This is routine, and this is you were the one to submit this one as well to be ranked, and it is now ranked. But Teo is also ranked, and so is Nuclear Star. They're all worth some heavy duty PP. You guys, chat knew this right away. It was like immediately 7 votes for routine right away.
I wasn't sure because I haven't played routine in a very long time.
I love routine.
I like it too. It's kind of exhausting though. I feel like it's like the jumps are a little. They're not. I guess they're not happy song jumps, but I would be fine if the song was about a minute shorter than it is. And
I try to pop a bit when I play it, so it's very exhausting.
Routing. Reacts pronounces routine like routing. Oh. Does he have an accent?
Just tell him it's pronounced like poutine.
That's genius, actually. Is React Canadian? Oh my god, literally. 200 IQ. Next time he says it, say Reacts, it's just poutine with an R. It's like soup. It's like soup with a K. The Canadians need help. The French Canadians need assistance. Oh my goodness. So you got every single one. So our win ratio is Kitty's in my lap now. She's upset that I'm not giving her attention. But
Wow,
everybody
the rating ratio is kitties.
sorry, is 100%. You guys have guessed every single one correctly. It's pretty nuts. Very impressive. I'm sorry, yeah, my kitty likes attention a lot. See, I like that game. I think it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so how do you feel? We'll go back to talking a little bit. Actually, do you want to take some questions from chat? Do you guys have any questions for Hoppaw? About ranking, about mapping, about Beat Saber, about his dogs?
No, we will not unrank cycle hit.
Oh, please. Please unrank cycle hit.
Trust me, I really don't like that map either, but
No one in ranking team does, but it stays.
not by our choice either. It's too
Go
good to
ahead.
be ranked, DJ.
We talked about that a little bit earlier before. Sushi, he actually learned about Beat Saber through Facebook, which I
Yeah.
think you're the only person I know. Do you still? Okay, I have a question. Do you still use Facebook?
No, I rarely use Facebook, and I still rarely used it when I found out about Beat Saber. I use it maybe like once or twice every 2 months.
Scion, you can give us a list of things that need to be unranked. There is a public place for you to request things like that. Make sure you join the Square Saber Discord.
Anything that's PPV2, we're not allowed to unrank, so just keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
keep that in mind. PPV1 can be a rank because everything at the time was automatically ranked, so it was held with no
Yeah.
criteria whatsoever.
But we're not allowed to unrank anything that's PPV2 or newer.
And why is that? Because it's a completely different criteria, or what? How come?
Basically, like, if we went back to old maps, like PPV1 aside, and went through all of them every time criteria changed, we would never get new maps done because we'd be going through so many maps.
That's one of the things. Also, what Phrase said, it's also really not fair to compare like a 10-century-old map to fairly recent ones.
Different standards at different times.
They're ranking maps. They're busy. They're very busy. Remember, mod for mod. If you want to
yeah,
help
it-
the ranking
it
team,
picked-
mod for mod.
It's picked up again recently. Some stuff happened. Some actually, I won't get onto that. I think I can.
Somebody
Stuff
asked.
will happen soon. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, more stuff will happen.
They're working hard. Somebody asked.
I
think Hammer
disagree,
asked,
Skylar.
Does it have to do? No, I think we change constantly. I think there's I've seen a lot of really cool wall usage lately. That's pretty new. With a lot of moving back and forth, like with the walls and the note placement and some of Sot's newer maps. Very, very cool stuff.
So it's been doing
Hip-
really different things.
Hippo asked me what went through my mind when I made Sidetracked. I wanted to make a high PP Pepega map. So I did.
And you really like the song. That's why you did the
Yeah,
the long
and I really
version.
like the song.
Somebody asked, does it being a collaboration have any effect on it being able to be unranked or ranked? Like, does that make it more difficult?
No.
Yeah, if something's just mistimed, it doesn't matter. If it's a collab, it's eligible for deranking.
Yeah, we do prefer that even if you have all of the difficulties filled, you upload a separate upload with Expert and Hard. If all of the difficulties are obviously Expert Plus. I don't
Cool.
think you have to, though. I don't think you're required to. But
Just
we
preferred.
prefer it.
What else? Do you guys have any other questions? I did turn the music back on. So
Yeah,
you guys are right.
that's one of the reasons I made it, to be honest, Fonzie.
To spite the PP farmers.
Yeah, just a little
Make them
bit.
angry. Stir them a bit.
They want to know how it's going with you and Rose.
Good.
Good, champion.
Big champion.
Guys, did you know Bobby stinks? Like,
Such
really
a
bad.
bully.
D.
Oh, she's in here.
Oh my god, hi!
Hello.
You're so cute. Welcome. Sorry. I get excited. Champion. Okay.
All right, is that all the questions? That I have?
That's yeah. Aw. Welcome. Okay. How do you feel like Beat Saber has changed your life?
Well, it's the first time I ever really committed myself to something. So, I don't know. I can't. It's I also used to be on blood pressure meds. I had high blood pressure. Before I started playing Beat Saber.
I
but,
heard you start to say have. How does it feel to be able to say like I had? It's lit, right? Because I also
Yeah.
used to be, and it's
Yeah.
something that you kind of are prepared to like deal with for the rest of your life, and then just for it to go away, just completely go
Yeah.
away. It's sick, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I went to the doctor like not too long ago, and they said I do not have to be on blood pressure meds anymore.
That's awesome. So I assume that you've lost a little bit of weight then from playing, which
Yeah.
is kind of pretty common with the game.
30, 40, something like that.
Man, that's sick. That's awesome. Hell yeah, congratulations.
And I was always kind of someone to just float between different friend groups and move on to another community, then move on to another community. This is the first time I've really stuck with a community and met a lot of amazing people.
Like, first time you kind of feel like you truly belong like your
somewhere,
tribe. Yeah. I agree. Somebody wants to know your opinion on buffalo wings.
I have never had buffalo wings.
What? Ever?
I've had wings, but I've never had buffalo wings.
He's not the only one. I haven't had
What?
either.
What's happening? You're going to AX, right? Somebody get this man some buffalo wings at AX. What is happening? Ploopy, you're in charge of cooking for your house, right? That has to be... Yeah, we need to go get buffalo wings for Hoppaw at AX. Very importante. Also Mexican. Do you like Mexican food? Hoppaw, let's talk about food.
Yes, I do.
I love Mexican food. I am so excited to be
like
going
food
down
in
south
general.
again.
That's actually
Hashtag same.
what I was going to school for.
Oh, you're going to... Are you... But you're not
I
in
was.
culinary?
I
You
was
were. Okay.
going. Yeah.
Very cool. Dude, I hate the Mexican food here. I'm so... As soon as you get north of, like, maybe Oklahoma, and that is a stretch, okay? It's really north of, like, Austin. Everything's downhill, and the margaritas are awful, and I'm very excited to be going south again so that I can get some Mexican food that's, like, actually Mexican food. I don't even want to get started, but they put salsa on everything. They don't even let you pick what kind of salsa you want. It's just in every taco, and there's this thing called burrito sauce. I don't even know what it is, but it's like they put Taco Bell hot sauce on everything here. I'm very upset about it. Somebody give me Mexican food. No. Are you excited for AX? It's very soon.
Yes. Yes, I'm excited.
I am also excited. Alright, so kind of one thing that I like to close out with, because we've been here for about an hour already, and I know people want to play multiplayer. We're going to play some multiplayer after we talk to Hoppaw. I don't know if Hoppaw's going to play with us or if he's busy. So make sure that you have it installed. It looked like it was working from what I could tell. I liked it. You are not allowed to play cooling. You streamed for 6 hours. You will die.
Cooling, no, you gotta be a good friend.
You're gonna die.
Also, Ploopy, I've never had Starbucks either because we don't have any where I live.
What? I want to ask you where you live, but I don't want to dox you. But is it a
I
small
live in a
island?
small town. I live in a small town near Canada.
I thought you said near Ganondorf, and I was like, oh my god.
No, small town near Canada.
Oh god. Canada's on fire right now. It was so bad yesterday. It's clearing up right now. But like last night, it was miserable where I live. 4.
No, it's obviously 7.
Soka.
The 7 comes after everything.
Yeah, it was really bad here, Bobby. I'm not sure where Williams is, but like we had 10 plus on the air quality warnings, and I couldn't sleep at all. I couldn't breathe. My eyes were burning. It's a little bit better today. All right.
Be sure to give Ashley lots of love.
Yeah, it was horrible.
All right.
so
what were you gonna end this
Yeah.
on?
I got distracted with cute chat. Do you have any advice for new mappers out there, either from a mapping perspective or from a ranking team perspective?
Okay, so first, you shouldn't try and go for rank on your first map. It's not gonna happen most likely, unless you're already very, very knowledgeable about the community and just maps in general. Anyway, I'll come back to the ranking part later. You on your first map, you should map what you want, but I don't suggest mapping something long. Try to stick with something short, like 1 minute 30 seconds.
Like a TV sized.
Yeah, like a TV size. You're probably gonna hate what you map, but it's experience. You'll get experience from mapping whatever you map. and then you can start from there. But you should start off with short maps and then work your way up. As for ranking, it's not very hard to get your map ranked, but also you should check the criteria. You should read over the criteria at least a few times before you dump your map into the rank request, because we get a lot of stuff in rank requests that it doesn't even seem like they read the criteria. So please look at the criteria. It's also not hard to fix your map for rank. So
And mod for mod.
yeah,
That's
mod for mod is very good.
Get involved.
Trade maps with other people even before it releases, and both you can point out what's bad in your maps and what could be changed to make it better.
And there was a really good question, just one more really good question. How do you feel about the built-in level editor compared to mediocre mapper? That is I'm interested.
I don't think it'll be useful for anything really. Maybe lights.
That was a really good noise. How do you feel about the built-in level editor? That was the answer that we got at first. Umbra.
I'm sorry, Umbra. Yep, every day until you like it. Every day until you like it.
The words of the great Squeaksies.
Yeah, Squeaksies, every single day he posts something about the level editor to make you use a 2D level editor because he doesn't want people using the 3D one.
Yeah, I've been seeing those tweets every day. Every day until you love it. Yeah, that noise was perfect, actually. That answered all of the questions that I had. It was like a disconcerted, muffled moan. Alright, well, cool. We've kept Hoppaw here for about an hour, so we will say goodbye and I'll set up a multiplayer here in a few minutes. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope that you had some fun. I will,
Thank you for having me.
I'll let you say goodbye to people if you want to say bye, chat. Tell them that they're cute or that they smell, whatever you want.
Big cuties.
Cooling smells, Bobby smells, and Rose is super cute. Same with Iraqi.
That's very good. That's a very good closing
Hoppaw
statement.
is also very cute.
Yeah, everybody can join multiplayer. It will be public. If you are interested in joining, just get into the Discord. I'm going to mute and deafen here on the stream to say goodbye to these cuties really quick, and then I'm going to set that up. It'll probably be about 5 to 7 minutes. You can play with one, sir. Ploopy also smells. Perfect. He says, I'm not cute. So yeah, thanks to Vause and Klouder as well for hanging out.
Yeah.
I love you guys. And here, we'll click this. Alright. See you guys later.
Alright, see you guys later. Thanks for having me.
See
again.
ya.